Blog Talk Radio.
Good afternoon. We are live on Louddmouth Radio. I hope everyone is having an amazing, awesome Sunday. It is October 15th, Sunday, on a beautiful fall day for some, somewhat tropical than others, right? We're actually live on Louddmouth Radio, bringing you a very special edition for Paradise Beauty Hair, Makeup, and Photography show that is coming live to Maui, October 20th through the 22nd of this year. And what an exciting time to be able to bring such an amazing show to the area, giving some of the local hair industry makeup and product companies around the globe opportunities to come to a beautiful place that we call Paradise, to have some time to be able to have creativity and skill portrayed in a full 3-day event. And I want to make sure that I start off the show with an opportunity to have the facilitator chime in. Jazzy, I know that you're anxiously awaiting to speak today. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. It has been quite some time since we were able to come on and just share all of the good things that's going on in our lives and that we're doing not only for ourselves but definitely for the community. So hello, and hello.
Oh, I know, right? I guess the best part about it, when you have a passion for love, hair, makeup, photography, education, this is a great opportunity to bring a platform that allows all of these great creative crafts to come together and bring people who are looking to come into this industry opportunity to learn from some of the people that have been in their longevity of their careers and in their, as we say, in their primes of, master cosmetologists and makeup artists and platform artists. And this is an amazing opportunity. So I want to allow our audience to know how they can tune in. Right now, we're actually live on air at 347-826-7520. So if you have your...
Say that again. Somehow you went out. You went out. Technology is what it is, and so we will apologize anytime for technology issues. So say that number one more time.
Sure, it's 347-826-7520. So for those, if I'm saying it a little too fast, I will repeat it. And you also can listen to us live. Yes, you can listen to us live at blogtalkradio.com/louddmouthradio with 2 Ds. And we have some people in our queue that are listening, and I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to allow our featured guest to speak that is partaking in this actual event. But, Jazz, if you would kind of summarize really quickly what people can expect from the event. And I want to allow Miss Emily to speak. She's only got a few minutes to join us right now. So if you would give a little summary of what people can expect from the showcase this weekend.
Okay, and I also want to say I think Mark is on as well, and so we'll bring them in. But I briefly want to say that Paradise Beauty Hair, Makeup, and Photography Show is an amazing opportunity for Maui and the surrounding islands to get a touch of what a lot of other states and countries have a wide array of opportunity to have education, to have creativity put on stage and put on showcase for people to learn, for them to glean information from stylists and from makeup artists and photographers that have been in this business for quite some time. I am very, very blessed to be a veteran of the cosmetology industry for over 30 years, or right at 30 years. And you know, it's just been an awarding opportunity to learn, definitely, but also once you get to a seasoned stage, as I am, I'm 50 years old, and I started when I was 14, actually. Got my first opportunity to work at Montgomery Ward's hair salon, and for many of you that are over 40 and 50 years old, you know that was a flagship store, but they had a salon inside, quite like J.C. Penney's, and you know, I've been able to do hair for a long time and be educated, and no matter how long you have done hair or you've done makeup or you've done print work or film, you still are able to learn something, and that's what we wanted to bring to this beautiful Paradise Island, thus the name Paradise Beauty. So that's really what it's all about. So I want to definitely bring Emily in because she was one of the main reasons why we wanted to bring this particular show. We had already had ideas of what we wanted to do, but we wanted to bring this so that she would have education right here at her doorstep. So we want to bring Emily and let her say some things to us, and we want to bring Mark on as well, I guess.
Okay, and so before I make her mic live, I want to kind of let our audience know that who Jazz is speaking about, Emily Vita of Maui. Emily Vita Hair Designs and Styles, and she's an amazing hairdresser and stylist.
Yes.
And her niche is definitely something that people can well respect in the braiding aspect. And I want to allow her to come on and speak with us. Emily, you're live on Louddmouth Radio. How you doing, hon?
Hi, Emily.
Hi, ladies. How are you this morning?
We're doing so
Fabulous.
well, and it's morning our time, everybody.
Yeah, so if you're on the East Coast, it's already mid part of the day in the afternoon. So how are things going with you, Miss Lady? I know you're probably working as we speak, right?
Girl, you already know. I've got my
Emily is a worker bee. She is a constant worker bee. Let me just chime in to tell you, she is constantly going 7 days a week almost. She just never stops. She's this amazing robotic super braider. But Emily, tell everybody what your thoughts are about the show. I know you've been to some other shows. What is your hope for the show here in Maui?
Well, it's just so wonderful to have opportunity for our local stylists to be inspired and to work with each other and, bounce back from each other's skill and talent.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Have you found that it has been a lack here with education on the island?
For sure. There's not much that Maui offers, and most stylists are required to travel in order to find it. And I think it's a necessity for our industry because it's ever changing, and it's kind of our. It's our job, to keep pursuing our education.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, it's our job. It's part of our responsibility to ourselves and to our clients and fine-tune our skill and our talent.
Exactly. Now, we have several instructors and educators, and this is going to be Emily's debut of teaching something that she loves the most. She is so talented and good at everything, honestly. But what is the niche that you're bringing to our platform stage?
Well, in speaking with Maui and Maui's community of stylists, I've noticed that there's not much braiders on island, and the majority of the people that sit in my chair getting braided me that they wish that they would have found more braiders. So I'm
right.
So, I'm super stoked to help educate because I don't want to be the only one, or Maui shouldn't only have 5 braiders that people are looking for. So I'm stoked to spread my knowledge and the wisdom that I've achieved throughout my years of being a stylist, and hopefully we can up that number. Hopefully everyone on this island can have that braiding skill as well.
And you know what's so ironic? People, when they think of Maui, they don't think 9 times out of 10 for braids. A lot of people feel like it is only it's only an industry that's quote unquote in the black hair care industry, and you will be amazed at how many people on this island love to have braid extensions. They have a lot of braid designs, and what our theme of the hair show is not a wedding hair show, but it is a theme to show people that braids and different type of hairstyles are well received in the wedding industry. And Emily's work, I'm telling you, she could sit at any other hair show, quote unquote, in the black hair care industry, and really you would not know the difference. She's extremely fast, and she is sought after on this island. She said it's 5 hair braiders. There's not a whole lot of hair braiders on Maui, and so we're very ecstatic about her bringing that talent. And the class is open for those that are interested. Hair braiders are a little bit different in licensing than cosmetologists or hairdressers. In a lot of states, you do still have to take a class so that you are aware of, you know, the industry's need for sanitation and proper care when you're shampooing and dealing with someone's hair, you know, bacteria, disease, disorder, that type of thing. However, braiding is not often taught, or it's not often taught well in schools. And, you know, you go to some shows and they offer it a little bit, but unless you're going specifically to a natural hair show or to a braider show, you really are not taught that well. And so sometimes the misconception is that on islands and other places of women of other cultures other than the black hair care industry, you don't see it. But I'm telling you, as soon as she does one person, it spreads like wildfire. And people now see her work. They're like, Emily Vita did your hair, right? So we're really excited about her coming on the platform. Yeah. So, Emily, how
long have you been braiding, Emily? I wanted to ask real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, honestly, I was self-taught around the age of 12, and it was just a hobby, a passion, as you will, that led into a career, and it was never planned. It was never foreseen. It just happened organically, and I'm so blessed that God, you know, put this direction of my passion. Because they say when you do your passion, you really don't work any day at all, you know, and that's how I feel. I feel I can work that day because I'm having a blast.
And she's fast.
Oh, yes. Most of my compliments are not just the skill, but just the speed. And I want to slow. Speed will come with time, but getting down the technique is more important for a beginner stylist.
Right. So we want to encourage everybody, if you're listening, once again, if you have questions for Emily or any of our guests on the show, the number is 347-826-7520. For Emily's class, you want to make sure to have a model. We will provide some models. Actually, we're meeting with a group today so that you can learn technique actually on a live person. A lot of times you will go to classes and they will have mannequins. But with braiding, you want to make sure that you're not applying too much tension to break the edges of the hair, and you want to make sure that you're getting it done properly. So we are asking for live models, and if you're interested in that, you can contact myself. I'm Jazzy, and you can contact the show number, which is 808-494-6974, or you can contact Emily directly. Emily, give them your number, please.
My number is 808-280-9280. Thank you so much, ladies.
You're so welcome. We know you're going to get back to work. And just listen in, Emily, so you can hear Mark. You haven't gotten a chance to meet your neighbor that's right around the corner at Loft 145. So we will talk to you soon. Thank you so much, Emily, for coming on.
Okay. You guys have a good
Okay,
day.
perfect.
Bye.
Perfect.
Awesome. And I forgot to have her share her social media information, but you can find her at EmilyVitaHairDesigns.com online and Emily Vita Hair Designs on Facebook. And Jazz,
and Emily
Vita
Hair Designs on Instagram, too.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think we can have Mark live. Welcome to Louddmouth Radio, Mark.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha.
Good to talk to you this morning.
Mm-hmm. We're ecstatic
Doing
to have
extremely
you
well.
on as well. Oh, my goodness. Mark is amazing. Like the rest of the artists and stylists and all of the back end and front end that has helped make this be a reality. Mark came on the team late in the game, but you know what? We would not be able to have our night of beauty that we're having at Loft 145 with Mark at Mark's Place. So, Mark, tell us a whole lot about yourself so everybody will know who you are, what you do, and then we'll talk about our connection.
How long is this radio station going for?
Mark,
I
summarize.
I'll put it in bullet points.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So I've been a stylist for 35 years, a stylist from Chicago, Illinois. Went to Pivot Point, was my beauty school. Yay! And from there, my career has really traveled fast and furious. So I've been in the business 35 years, so there's a lot of background. But real quick, I have a background in I've always loved education, and I've always worked in educational salons. So that's always been, and many, many mentors in the business. So it's one of the reasons why I'm talking to you today, actually, is because my salon, I want to start doing advanced training education, and you guys are my launching pad, which is wonderful.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, I'm really excited. And it's a Maui thing, too, which I absolutely love, how we all connect really, really well with each other and share the same ideas. So that's been my track. I've been a Paul Mitchell educator. I've also have been linked in with the Veda. I'm in a Veda salon here on Maui. So we're constantly getting education from the Veda. Yeah, and I saw that company grow when I was in Chicago just as an assistant in a salon. It was Luciano's salon way back on LaSalle in Chicago. If any Chicagoans are listening.
Taking us back.
Taking you back, because the reason why I'm connected with the Veda even is because I saw the creator Horst that actually used our salon as a salon to test their products with, and to test it in a real salon. And so since I've been an assistant, the reason why I'm going so far back is because that was the first professional company that I had ever looked at or had been trained with, and we would get training in Minneapolis from Aveda while they were growing by John English and just amazing people, the original staff. So long story short is I've always had this hindsight that education is the way to go in our business. It's not just, of course it's all about fashion and keeping up with the current trends and all that, but it's always been instilled with me that it's a business, but it's also a fashion business. So there are things that we need to be educated on every single time. There's a new look, there's a new trend. As our beauty professional knows, usually those trends are 4 years in advance that we're being trained on before it becomes mainstream, or at least 2 years. So with color, with cuts, with braiding, the whole bit. So when, in fact, I was thinking when Emily was talking about braiding, how I started beauty school, and what fascinated me was Bo Derek had come out with 10 and her braids and running on the beach and seeing those braids just fly and going, wow. And to know that braids are still going strong today, if not even more. And we have to be up on that. We have to be up on the new techniques or the extensions now that they can do with braids. So that's always been instilled with me in my whole life of being a hairdresser now, because I started when I was 18, graduated early from high school just to be able to attend Pivot Point in Chicago, and I was raised in Central Illinois, so that was always my goal. And to come, and I've owned another salon in Chicago years ago, which was called The Only Salon on Oak Street. And from there is when I know, it's kind of the name Only Salon, because we actually had 42 salons on the street, and we couldn't think of a name. And so we just said Only Salon temporarily. And did we get flack for that?
Worked.
But it worked.
We're the only
and it was
salon.
successful.
Where do you get your hair done?
Yeah. So long story short, so sorry for the long-winded, but the long story short is...
No, you're fine.
Oh, thanks. I just wanted to just really say that since we're talking about education, that's why I'm so intense onto creating... I just opened a new salon, Loft 145, in Wailuku, Old Wailuku town. And I'm up for the challenge. I love Wailuku. The Wailuku is being revitalized and is revitalized. And the one thing I wanted to do is to be able to bring advanced training education to old historic Wailuku. What better?
Right.
It's central, and if I can make it in Wailuku, I can make it anywhere. And I just really love this business. Yeah.
And let me just say to everyone, it is Mark's salon is absolutely gorgeous. It is I'm so proud and honored that you opened our doors. Let me just kind of backtrack. With the hurricanes coming in from Florida all the way up to Massachusetts, and it took some weeks for that destruction and damage to go through, and so it really knocked out some of our shipping. My salon, Creative Xpressions Hair Boutique and Studios, or my home base, my mobile base, was in St. Pete, Florida, before we came to Maui. And so some of the things that I have, some of my equipment and stuff got put on the back burner and slowed down in shipping. So we weren't able to get that. One of our main celebrity makeup artists has family. So when the hurricanes hit through Florida, then they went over to Georgia, North Carolina, and so forth and so on. And so we've just had some changes and some temporary setbacks, but what is so beautiful about it all, we've changed some things, we've added and we've taken away, but Mark stepped up to the table and said, you know what, I'm interested in the same thing that you're interested in. And we collaborated, we talked, and he said, you know what, here's my space. Let's do this. And it has just been such a blessing for me and for the show, for Paradise Beauty, because a lot of times in other states you have such competition, and everybody's the crab. I don't want Mark to be good. I don't want Emily to be good. And I don't want Jazzy to be good because they're going to be better than me. We're competing, which is so funny to me, because if we put all three of us in a room with 1,000 clients, not one of us will do all 1,000 clients. It will never be competition, because clients go to who they feel the most comfortable with. And everybody's just not going to be comfortable with myself, Mark, Emily, or any of the platform artists that we have coming, or any place, period. And so there is not really a need to compete, but rather, if I have 6 clients and I can't do them all, it's great to know Emily's available, or great to know Mark could do, the same thing. And so he and I were talking about things that we wanted to do that was very similar. For one, we've crossed the same paths. We've done Pivot Point together. We've not at the same time, but, at different times. He was like, I went to Pivot Point. I was like, I worked at Pivot Point in Evanston. And, we got a chance to kind of just fill each other out and see, where we wanted to go. And it's on the same path. And I just find that is so important. The same thing when we initially came and we talked to Emily, and she was talking about, education that she had to travel to. And I said, Emily, we do shows, we do events, we do marketing, we do this. How about we come together and bring the show here? And so when you have those same type of minds pulling together, you come out with a great product. And that's really our hope. It's the first show. It's a smaller show than most of the big shows because we wanted to go ahead and do it. People talk all the time about, I want to do this. I'm thinking about doing this. I kind of want to do this. But they never take the initiative to do it. So we've all stepped out and said, this is what we want to give to Maui. This is what we want to bring not only to Wailuku and Lahaina and Kihei, but we want to make Maui the international hub of education. And so this is our starting point. Registration and classes are going to be at the Courtyard Marriott as well as Mark's Salon at the Loft 145 in Wailuku. So registration will start at 8 a.m. at the actual classes are going to be at the Courtyard, and the registration starts at 8 o'clock, and we go all the way to 8 p.m. with classes as well as vendors. So if you're in the industry, you'll have an opportunity to come and get discounts on we have Atari Henzo Shears. One of our sponsors are going to be coming to do a hair class, but they're also going to offer discount on the shears, as well as we have a pair of shears that's going to be going to one winner, and we're excited about them giving us an $800 pair of shears. I really want to win those. I'm just saying, I know I'm helping to facilitate, but I would love to win those, but I'm not. So, everybody breathe. So we'll be going from 8 until 8 p.m. on Saturday, but prior to the actual workshop classes, which are for students that are coming into the industry, students that are already in the industry, as well as professional stylists, hairdressers, cosmetologists, barbers, estheticians, and then we're going to also teach why it's important to have photography print work of your actual work. So those are the classes that are going to be offered, marketing and business classes, how to make your business a success and things that you need to do. You don't just work your craft. You also have to work the business. As Mark said, this is a business. And so you have to be able to work the business side of things as well. So we're excited about it, but the Night of Beauty is going to be at Mark's Place at 145, the Loft at 145, and that's going to be on Friday night. We'll have showcases of models throughout the night, as well as food and drink and music, and it's just going to be a wonderful time for us to see what we're able to do in the industry, but it's also a fundraiser for our organization, Women Helping Women Maui, and that's a domestic violence safe haven and shelter, as well as resources. So everybody's coming together for one cause of education, but also community activism. So we're excited.
Awesome. I love it. I think, Mark, you have given a great summary of how you being a part of the community as a salon, recognizing the need for furthering the education on the island. And I think that it's a great opportunity. I know Jazzy mentioned that, this is the first year. And, you always have to start somewhere. So I know that this show is going to be an amazing event. And I think that, those who actually hear this as your broadcast, feel free to share the information with other professionals, students, and those who may just want to support the hair industry education on the island. So, Mark, I actually was listening to you. Of course, I was connecting a lot of the locations and information we're speaking because I am from Chicago as well. So, what do you find is the big difference coming from a very busy, progressive area like Chicago and coming to Maui and being there at this point, opening your salon, which your salon is new. So it seems like there's a lot of growth that is starting to stimulate on the island, which is a great sign. But what is your take on that?
I think excuse me, I think my take on that, actually I don't think I know, is that interesting. It's, it's sometimes there's two actions that I see here sometimes, which is kind of interesting. Being on the island, I moved here 2000, so I've been here for 17 years and actually a little bit longer off and on. And so I've seen stylists come and go. I've seen our industry grow on the island and growing at an accelerated rate. I've even seen where we have beauty schools here and then we don't have beauty schools here and then we have beauty schools again. So that's why I think that the education, a lot of times people, if they want to become a hairdresser and they live here on Maui, they're going to have to go to Oahu. Now we do have a beauty school here, the IBS Beauty School. But it's like, I think it becomes challenging because a lot of times it's hard to get the educators to come here. They all come to Oahu. All the big companies fly them to the big cities, of course, and then they trail off to the little islands. And I've always been one to like kind of lasso those amazing educators from whatever company to come down to Maui. But I think that's the problem. A lot of people either can't get off the island or don't have time. They're parents, they've got kids, so it's really hard to take that plane ride there, even for a day sometimes. So that's why there's the lack of education on Maui. And that was my challenge, to be able to up my salon where I have wattage, where I can accommodate, 15 stylists in a class with full-on blow dryers, because that's the other problem is finding the accommodations to be able to hold it, because not a lot of salons are big here. They're more like boutique salons, and there are some large salons. And then there's also a lot of studio salons. I even worked in a studio salon within a salon, so where I had my own little studio. So it's been the room. It's been the trying to get the people here, getting the guys to fly here and have the companies say, you need at least 8 people to have a class to fly our people here. You need 10 people. It's all about the numbers. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's been hard to get the trainers down here. But as stylists as a whole, I think we have a lot of people here on island that I believe do want education. Every single time I talk about education, people are like, oh, my God, if we could just bring education here, if we could just have a color education, if we could have a barber education, if we could have this, if we could have that. It's like very specific, but it's very specific to what people want when they live elsewhere, because there's that old saying, you can be a stylist for 35 years, but just do that one haircut, which is like you're just repetitive on that one look for that one thing. Right. That's okay if you do it well, but, that's where the education comes down. So that we're refreshed, because we do live on an island. Yes, there's YouTube now. There's podcasts like this. There's ways of reaching out to see the new trends. Even our clients reach out now. But we don't have the personal hands-on service, which is so important. And we don't have that one-on-one, kind of like the one heart, one hand thing, where you've got somebody live and real right there teaching you, grabbing your hands to show you how to create that cut, how to create that wave, how to create that braid, how to have that tension. You can talk about tension on a braid, but unless somebody's right there next to you showing you how to do it and feeling what you've done, you won't know if it's too tight or too loose, right? So that's the same thing. And I think that's what people are hungry for here on the island. And even our clients are curious, and they're looking at the YouTubes. They're looking at that. Sometimes they bring in a haircut I haven't even seen yet. Yeah, more progressive.
Exactly. That is really true. That is really true. I think, not to cut you off, but I think one of the main things as professionals, or those that are entering into the professional industry, I think it is so key that we realize, just as we are educating ourselves medically, and when we go into a doctor's office and they tell us something, we generally already looked it up and we just kind of need more information to know if that information was correct. Our clients are looking up information saying, well, I went to YouTube or I went to this site, and this is what they said. What are your thoughts about it? Is this something I should do or I should not do? And so our clients are not the clients, Mark, that we used to have 30 years ago that were just clueless. They understand some of the techniques. They just don't know necessarily how to do them or want to do them, which thank God, because that keeps us in business. But it is imperative that if we're going to be in this industry long term, is that we never stop learning. Like Emily said, it's always something that we need to grow and get and glean from someone else, because we don't have all of the answers. I don't think you ever, quote unquote, arrive. I think you come to a space of comfortability in this profession. However, you should never come to a space where you know it all, and that is not something that you can do to get more, to be better for your client. And I remember when I'm teaching, I always use the example of frosting caps. Back in the day, if you want to, quote unquote, highlight, you had to use a frosting cap. And, many of the students now just read that in a book. They don't know what the process is, the painstaking process of using a little crochet needle and putting it into small holes and yanking hair through that so that people had frosting or tips or, the colors on the end of the hair. And so when foil first came out, I was like, they're going to electrocute somebody. How is that going to work? They're going to fry somebody. It was just like the most ridiculous thing I had ever seen. Well, if I had stopped my career and only did frosting and never wanted to advance, I would be so out of the loop right now with highlights, using foils or balayage, just painting the color onto the hair. I would know nothing because I did not continue the process of learning. So I think it's imperative that we bring education and we keep education alive because, like you said, an IBS Cosmetology school and massage is one of our sponsors as well, and they're the only school that's on this island. We don't even have a barber school, and most of the people who are interested in that have to go to cosmetology school and then go work in a salon to actually become barbers. And so, to kind of put a little bit of information out there, we're also planning, in the same time that we're doing the hair show, we're planning to have a huge barber show, which will be a much larger scale than the hair show in March. And so we have barbers literally from all around the world that are already committed to coming in, and one of those barbers, Mark, is responsible for connecting us, Paradise Barber Kings and Queens, connecting us with Tom, and I'm so excited because it's education, like you said, a specific education that people are asking for, and we have a lot of stylists here that are saying, I want to know how to barber. I don't want to just style hair, although barbers learn it all. They can style, they can color, they can braid, they can do everything. But I want to know how to give a really good barber cut. And so we are including, the barber aspect, directly in March. And so Mark has been wonderful. Emily has said, okay, you need to contact this person. Matter of fact, she is responsible for going to the show, the IBS show in Vegas. We were there, and she got an opportunity to go to the classes, and unfortunately I flew there and got sick. But Emily is responsible for asking Hanzo Shears to come to our show, and when we gave them the information, they were like, oh my God, not only do we want to be a part of the hair show, but we also want to be a part of the barber show. So these are the type of things that we want Maui to be the hub. Mark and I talk about this specifically. Maui is beautiful. You have beaches, you have mountains, you have ease, you have enjoyment, but it could be that place that instead of us always flying to Vegas or flying to D.C. or New York or Chicago or Atlanta, we can say, no, not only am I going to go on vacation, but I'm going to go get some really good information and education because they have the artists and educators who are going to be there. So it's so, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about it. I'm about to bust. I want to say again that the showcase and the Night of Beauty is really a fundraiser for Women Helping Women Maui. October was specifically chosen for our hair show because it's National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so we've chosen Women Helping Women Maui because they are a safe haven and resources for women and families who have been caught in the very victimization of domestic violence, abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. And so we want to be able to not only give education, but we want to give back to the community. So we are pampering women that week we will be able to show you the things that we're doing, not necessarily their faces, because we want to make sure that they stay protected. But we do want you to see that we're not just asking from you, but we're also giving back to the community that we're in. And in March is Women's Month, and so we want to empower women, not to say we're forgetting the men, because we love the men, but a lot of times women are disenfranchised, and they're number one in the abuse in spectrum of domestic violence. So we want to be able to raise up women to let them know you can be empowered, you can come into this industry, and you can make part of that $750 billion industry in the hair and beauty industry. You can make just a fraction of that and live a really productive life. So that first night, again, is at Mark's Place, which is the Loft 145 in Wailuku. Mark, what's the address again? Because when I pull it up, you told me it was wrong, but that's what I pull up on the map.
That's okay. I think it's because you're working with so many salons. And actually, and I appreciate that you're working with so many salons actually in Wailuku, and that's wonderful. It's actually 81 North Church Street, and it's on the corner of Vineyard and Church. So you Mauians, you'll understand that, right next to the municipal parking lot. So, so once again, 81 North Church Street, Wailuku.
Wonderful.
Maui.
And the Night of Beauty actually starts at, what did I say, 7? I can't even remember right now. Why did that just escape me? Yes, it's from 7 to 10 o'clock. From 7 to 10 o'clock, we will be there enjoying great music. You have an opportunity to purchase, I think, Mark, some of the Aveda products. I don't want you to just come in and see how beautiful his place is, but definitely patronize those that are providing education. So he does have products there. We will also have our vendor, Henzo Shears will be there, so you have an opportunity to meet and greet those that have helped us make this show. Listen, guys, this show is small, but shows cost. And so it's very important to have the support of the community to be involved in this so that we can continue to bring you great education. So we will have some of our sponsors there. Student competition as well as stylist competition is wedding wear hair, so whether it's braiding or whether it's a style for what you would see a bride wear during her wedding day, as well as fantasy hair. Also, for those of you that celebrate Halloween, we definitely want to be able to show you how you can have this creative fantasy look. I definitely would be providing a fantasy look. I'm excited about it because I don't get to do a lot when I'm facilitating. So we will have that opportunity. I won't be one of the winners. Any of the stylists that are working the show, you can't win. I love you, but you can't win. But we can show the things that we're able to do, but we also want to be able to support students who are competing, because they will be crowned the Paradise Beauty King or Queen for that evening. We'll have a big old to do about them for the upcoming shows. And then on Saturday, once again, at the Courtyard Marriott Airport, the Maui one in Kalalui, will be starting registration at 8 a.m. and it will go all the way to 8 p.m. with classes and vendors. On Sunday, we're going to be back again. And I'm so glad I remembered this. We're going to be back again at the Loft 45 at Mark's Place. And we're going to have the wonderful, most talented, and long-term seasoned hairstylist, Mr. Roland Vega, is going to be there teaching the right way to do Japanese straightener. And for those of you that are on this island that are so upset about your hair being cute, and then you walk out of the door and that straight flat iron hair is gone, you want to know about a Japanese straightener if you've never heard about it. Emily and Roland do wonderful work there, but he has agreed to come and teach the class on the right way for stylists to be able to give their clients something other than just a flat iron style, and then they leave and it's poofed back up because of the humidity. We want our curl pattern, but if we don't want our curl pattern all the time, we want to have ulterior opportunities to have a straighter look. So that will be back at Mark's Place on Sunday starting at 10 o'clock. And the process is 4 to 5 hours. So prepare for that. Be ready for that. And you're going to be able to give your clients so many tips and be able to do so many great things. I will be teaching them a hair extension class on Remy versus non-Remy, and I'll explain to you during the class what that's about and how to purchase and know your supplier so that you're able to offer your client extensions. A lot of the women here, and men as well, they have very long hair, but they don't always want that long hair, and so they cut it, but they add extensions when they do want that versatile look. So don't think every Hawaiian man or woman walking around actually has long hair. That's a secret. We're going to keep it a secret for the clients, but I'm going to teach you about the best hair and how to choose really good hair and how to put that hair in where it looks very natural and very real. So we're offering some great, please go to our website, which is Creative Xpressions Studios with an S.com. And you're able to also find us on Instagram, which is Paradise Beauty and Barber Show, as well as Facebook, Paradise Beauty, Hair, Makeup, and Photography, and Paradise Barber Kings and Queens. So you're able to find us all over. If you just put in a little bit of Maui Show or a little bit of Paradise Beauty, you will find us. We will pop up. Mark, if you have handles, if you'll give that information so they're able to find you as well.
Mm-hmm. Right now, that I'm on. Okay. I'm on 81 North Church Street in Wailuku, old Wailuku town, and I guess that's is. Do you want me
what's
to
your
give the
Instagram
salon phone number?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
That'll be fine.
I'm
If
sorry,
anybody
I
has.
lost
And
you
then
guys.
what's
I'm
your
sorry.
Instagram and Facebook and the phone number? That's
all right.
fine.
Okay, so you can find us on Facebook at Loft 145, and then our Instagram is also Loft 145, and so we're pretty easy to find. And you can even go on what I always recommend for Facebook. You can even go on my personal, which is Mark Tolliver, MarcTolliver, because what I post on my like page, I actually post on my personal because my clients love to look at my personal as well. So it's turned into my blog. So
I love it.
I highly recommend that. So that way you'll always know what's going on with the salon, and we do lots of Instagram posting. And then, of course, my website, which is under construction now, but my website is www.loft145.style. Once again, loft145.style. And you'll be able to click onto that, which will click you on to our Instagram and click you on to our Facebook. So
I love it.
Yeah, and once again, thank you so much for providing the education to Maui and creating this. And I want to give a shout-out to all the Maui hairdressers. Hey, even if this isn't your thing, to just have the support from the hairdressing community would be amazing.
Yes.
And to allow us to, and as you had said before, I absolutely don't believe in competition. I could have a salon across the street, and that's fine, because my thing is, let's grow this community. Let's grow this hairdressing community. Let's grow this hairdressing family. Let's get to know each other. We always send people through what we call the coconut wireless, there's a magic connection with the hairstylists here on Maui, but there are hairstylists I've never met before. I would love to meet you. We've shared clients before. Clients do go from salon to salon. It's only natural, and that's fine. And it's nice to know the person they're going to, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Because I've seen incredible work, and it's the beautiful color. Who did that? Your haircut's gorgeous. Who did that? What salon? Where are you at? Enough of the mystery. Let's all come together. And for you, bringing a class like this together and the barbering in March is going to be amazing. And,
my God. Can you tell them about Tom? Just really, Tom is from the UK, and I told you Mark is responsible for connecting us and have him to say yes. He's an amazing person, but he talks to Mark all the time, so I'm just kind of like on the outside getting to know him. But I wanted to, for the barbers that will be listening to this show, I want you to know who's coming in March.
Sure. Actually, it's interesting too. So Tom Chapman, and you can look him up on Facebook and Instagram. He is right now had signed on with Canoe Products, so he's traveling around the world. Literally, he's one of the top barbers in our industry right now, and a young barber. So he's going up the ranks pretty quick. And when he got wind that I was doing advanced training at my salon, he was the one that contacted me immediately and said, I want to come to you. This would be great. As we all know, Maui's a beautiful hook to get people here. And he's very excited to come here and to do the education. The interesting part with Tom is, yes, he goes to a lot of barber shops. He trains barbers 24/7. He's also trained at beauty schools. He's a Tony and Guy hairstylist as well, trained with Tony and Guy. So he has quite a
an
big background.
amazing industry.
Yeah, amazing industry and amazing company. And so with Tony and Guy and TG Products, all that. So, but his niche is to be able to teach hairdressers how to do barbering techniques, because the barber industry has taken over our industry. And it's great. It's great to see barbers now at the shows, and instead of in private classrooms, being on main stage. And I'm even looking for a barber for my own salon, because the chic thing to do now is to have a barber in your salon. So
that's right.
That both areas can cross. And I'm very excited about that, and I'm still looking for barbers, so shout out for that. If there's a barber out there that is looking for a position and want to try something in a salon, yes, there you go. But again, back to Tom. So that's his passion. His passion now, he has a salon in the UK that one of his stylists ended up buying from him. So now he's on the road. And he's gotten to a point in his career that now he can be on the road and take his special techniques and way of teaching to make it make sense to a hairdresser and to make it sense to a barber. And he's sharing his passion, he's sharing his work, and he's reaching out to everyone. And I love how he also reaches out in remote locations like Maui, Hawaii, like he's also in Europe. He's going to different places that most educators wouldn't go, but he's doing it. And he's teaching from small salons to large salons, so, and small barbershops to large barbershops and schools. So I highly recommend. He'll be here in March for the barber show, and he's a wonderful person to meet. So
I'm so excited
I can't speak
about
highly
him
enough
coming.
about him.
Yeah, I'm so excited about him coming in. I just want to plug really quickly. We love to, I'll tell you about me. I love to make sure that whatever I'm doing is something that we give back. If it's not a give back to the community or an organization, I really generally don't tend to be a part of it. So anything that I do or I'm a part of, I will always bring in something that's near and dear because I've experienced it or indirectly experienced it. And Tom also promotes mental illness safety. In other words, he provides the space in the barbershop and areas that he goes to for people to talk about where they are mentally, because everybody that you see smiling, oftentimes they have something else going on behind the mask of the smile. And he lost a friend to suicide a few years ago, and so he made his salon a safe space for people, if they needed to come in, no judgments, to be able to talk about where they were and then to offer, encouragement, but just to also say, hey, here's a number. If you're feeling like you want to harm yourself, here's someone you can talk to. So I love the fact that he is that type of barber as well as a skilled barber, and that he's going to grace us in Maui to be able to give us some of the techniques and education and skill that he has learned. But we also have on the docket Aunt Banks, who is a celebrity stylist in Georgia. She is freaking incredible. I love her. And, the people that we've asked to come on as platform artists, they have already started to promote the things that we're doing and the fact that they're a part of the show, which I'm so crazy in love. in love with, because a lot of times people will not support what you do. They'll say, oh, yeah, I want to be a part of it, but they won't post anything. They won't call anybody, and they're just coming and taking part of what you're doing. But, you know, Tom has already started tagging us on his post, and Banks has just said, listen, whatever I need to do is what I'm going to do. We also have Marvy Marv coming in from New Jersey and the New York area. We also have, who else do we have coming in? We have DePaul Barber, who is a wall instructor. I mean, these people are just working with some phenomenal industries. We have Stephanie Martinez, who is coming with Hanzo Shear. She's also coming back again for the show in March. And she is amazing. Paul Mitchell, she's done fashion runway, makeup, hair, barbering. She's just an all-around person. We also have Melanie coming in from Arizona. She works with Pacinos and Shape You blades and shears. So we have a just amazing, when I tell you guys, amazing lineup for the barber show as well as the hair show. We're just excited. And please, 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 super please support us, because we cannot do this for people who are on the island if you don't support us. And then you'll start having all these international people come to the island, and you won't be a part of it. And that's not what our goal is. Our goal is to make sure that the stylists and barbers and estheticians of Maui, that they are actually present and that they have presence, because there's so much skill and talent here. So we don't want the international people to overtake you. So Maui, pay attention. Not just Oahu can have all of this stuff going on, but Maui can have this presence, so that when our international guests come into Maui, you're there to greet them, not only with the aloha spirit, but also with your talent and skill. Once again, you can contact us at 808-494-6974 to get more information, and or you can follow any one of us on our social media. This broadcast will be able to have archived listeners. So if you didn't get it live right now, you're able to play this. All of us are going to put this on our websites and on our social media so that you can hear the information again, and so you can share the information. Bring your dollars Friday night and the Night of Beauty, so that we're able to bless women, helping women. We'll be on the show. Sonny, what's the show we'll be on this week to talk about the show again, too?
Yes, she'll be a special guest on Wednesday from 2 to 3 with Suzanne Cayenne of 88.5, local Maui station.
Okay.
Right there,
yep. So if you didn't hear it
FM.
here, you can hear it on 88.5 as well, and then you can show up and show out. We're going to have a really great time, and then the education classes Saturday and Sunday. Thank you so much for allowing us to be on loudmouth.com, where we're bringing you entertainment, we're inspiring you, and what's the other one, Sonny? I forget. Say it.
Entertaining.
Look, say the slogan.
Empower, inspire, entertain. We're good. We got it. Well, thank you guys for everybody that's been listening in. I know Emily's been listening to the broadcast, and she's been working as we've been going over everything. And like Jazzy said, you can actually listen to this show. We'll be available for archives on multiple dashboards. We're on Stitcher Radio, over 7 million car dashboards, over 20 million active listeners. We're also on TuneIn Radio, where there's over 50 million active listeners, and iTunes. So check us out. You can go directly to louddmouthradio.com. And I appreciate everybody being on and sharing this information. And this is going to be a great thing for Maui from this weekend and future shows to come. So I'm going to tell everyone to have an amazing rest of their Sunday. And if you need to contact us, you can look us right up online at Louddmouth Radio with 2 Ds. And thank you guys so much for an amazing show. And Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
Jazzy, thank you. Emily, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Emily. So, guys, thank you so much. Everybody have an amazing Sunday.
I'm making sure you clean and good.
So we are done with that one. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that we were just happy to be here. So, guys, thanks again for an amazing show. Have a good Sunday.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Every day, my employees get scam emails. I wanted to protect my business and clients, so I checked out CISA's Secure Our World. They've got 4 simple ways we can protect our businesses from online threats. Learn more at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.